Well, hello there. Welcome to the 93rd episode of Under the Radar. That's right, episode 93 coming at you. Stoked to be back. It's been quite a little bit of a hiatus here. Been busy gigging in North Carolina, getting my bearings the last almost year and a half. Been working on new music with my project Take Over the World with Aaron Tate, X minus the Bear. Going to be wrapping that record up before the end of 2026 and hopefully releasing that. Before I get into today's release, I would like to say that in my web store at samswansonmusic.com, you can get a plethora of albums, merchandise, t-shirts, posters, DVDs, pins, whatever, all kinds of stuff. I'm just going to go ahead and showcase a few of them right now. This is the Singularity collection by Slave to Servant. It was the embryonic stages of the band, and just some of it has solo acoustic material, some is full band, some are covers, some are remixes. That is available in my web store. In addition to that, got Escape Babylon, which is probably the one I'm most proud of. Have that CD, and I have the vinyl of it, which will be going out in the supply drop for Canary Cry News Talk /radio later in the year, if you sign up for that at canarycrynewstalk.com. So then we have the Red Tape, which I released last year. This is the condensed version. It's 27 tracks as opposed to 33 tracks, which is on my Bandcamp page. You can go to samswanson.bandcamp.com or slave2servant.bandcamp.com and download the entire 33 track version if you would like, but there are a limited quantity of CDs available in my web store. And then I also recently finally pressed the Illusion of Money score, the soundtrack to Leonard Ulrich's second film in his documentary series. This guy right here is actually 10 years old, and I only just pressed it on CD this last winter. So excited. I only did 500 of these, and 250 of them are spoken for the Canary Cry supply drop. So this is kind of a relic. I will not be repressing it. Very excited about having this finally, as it was my only instrumental score album ever to this day. So those are just a few of what you can get at samswansonmusic.com. And I've been appreciating a lot of the comments that I've been getting lately on episodes from the past of Under the Radar. So without further ado, let's get into today's episode. We're going to be covering a band called Werewolves. And Werewolves has kind of a long standing relationship with me as Tyler Wiley. Going back to the very first episode of Under the Radar, I covered his band, The Rebel Jedi. Then I covered his band, The Super 18 after that. I know I've mentioned him along the way in his band, The Hawk, that my band Midwest Blue used to play with. He's been in a lot of different bands, and this one might be the best, in my opinion, out of all of them. So in addition to Tyler being in this band, it also features Todd Pott of Apocalypse Hoboken, The House That Gloria Vanderbilt, and Vice Lords, which is an awesome band. So in addition to Tyler being on bass and Todd being on vocals, my buddy Jeff Goulet on guitar, fantastic guitar player. I mean, I can't say enough good things about Jeff Goulet and his artistic ability. Goes way back to the Midwest Blue and beyond days, being a real good friend of our bass player, Ryan Mazalewski. Shout outs to Ryan. So Jeff on guitar, and then you have Jenna of Heart Shaped Hate on the drums. How can you get any better? This is a powerhouse right here. This is a hell of a lineup. So this album is entitled Sobering Up The Wolfman, and it was released in 2010. On Cassette Deck Media, and this is my final release in the Cassette Deck Media catalog to cover, although there are plenty on Discogs. You should check that label out if you haven't. I mean, I've covered Heart Shaped Hate, I've covered Broke Downs, I've covered Vacation Bible School, I've covered, there's got to be at least one or two more that I've covered on this label. I mean, phenomenal, a little movement of artists and people behind it, led by Jim Miller. of Idiot Ego Zine. But yes, this was the 20th release in the CDMC catalog, and it was produced, engineered, recorded by none other than Joe Gack, the king of many of the albums made on Cassette Deck. Just an amazing talent behind the board, and just his style is so minimalist but so full at the same time. You can check out Joe Gack's band Meatwave, band that has put out albums on Side One Dummy Records, in addition to Swami. It's a fantastic band to check out. The artwork for this was done by Chris Nugent, another old acquaintance of mine from the Johnsburg days, going back to episode 1. And Natalie also did some of the art as well with the layout. She is, of course, one of the 2 members of Heart Shaped Hate. So I think that's a fairly concise synopsis of the background of this. Let's go ahead and play some songs off of here, starting with the opening track, Erder K. Henry. Opening track. You can hear the influence of this band. I don't know all of them. I know a lot of Jeff's influences, Todd, of course, being in all of those bands that I mentioned before. But when I listen to them, like, for one, that song Murder K. Henry, that is obviously a McHenry reference. I had never really thought of it until recently listening back to this, and in some ways there are some almost like reminiscent vibes of Mudhoney, like the probably early 90s, late 80s Mudhoney era. And then, of course, there's some At the Drive-In like progginess to it. I mean, you can't really escape some of that influence with the way that Jeff plays. He has such a versatile and technical style of playing. But a little bit of that in there. Let's go ahead and play another amazing song on here. This song is entitled Womb-Like. song really demonstrates their progressive style as a band. I've got one more song I want to play off of here, and this is the ending song on the album. The song is entitled King of the Jews. Fantastic closer. Again, this record is highly out of print, this CD. It's actually on CDR. I don't know if I mentioned that. This is not an official Glassmaster. They did not do that. They did CDRs for this. But I don't know how many were made of it. I know that Tyler Wildey handed me personally this album outside of Epic Deli. I think it was 2011 when I picked this up from him. If you like what you hear or you're searching out this band, go on Discogs, check it out. I'm sure you can find it. If you can't find it, sorry. I have one of the rarities, I guess. But maybe I would be willing to part with it for the right price. Anyway, shout outs to Tyler, Todd, Jenna, and Jeff. Great record. There's another record that Tyler did with a band called Bedwetter. I think I mentioned this long ago, maybe in the first couple episodes of Under the Radar. But as I said, it was a band called Bedwetter, and it featured Rob Kellenberger on drums. Great band to check out. More in the punk vein than the prog vein. Yeah, so that about does it for this release. In other news, I did want to say that I recently released a digital-only download entitled Dead Scenes. It's a collection of rarities and remixes and exclusive songs that were on compilations or just didn't make records, B-sides, things like of that nature. I'm not going to do a physical pressing of it. I'm just leaving it up on my samswansonmusic.bandcamp.com for those who would like to download it. I think I put it up for name your price if you want to check it out. It's got everything spanning from Midwest Blue to right now with Take Over the World, just tracks that I put all together. Some are live tracks. I found a live version of Isn't She Lovely that Handsome Young Ladies did when I was in that cover band in upstate New York. And unfortunately, we never did a recording of that one, and that was one of my favorite ones that we did, so it was nice to find that live version in Geneva, New York that we performed. So I put that on there. I put all kinds of gems from the past that weren't really on albums. There's some Horchata Network songs, which I'll be covering them in the future. Songs that I did with Brian Peters, who I've also covered in the past, the producer of my band Dorm Life's album Roses Are Blue. Anyway, I look forward to being back and finishing out these last, 7 episodes of Under the Radar and getting them out of my system, kind of doing a final purge. I've been selling a lot of things, so feel free to hit me up if you'd like to buy anything from my web store at samswansonmusic.com, or if you're looking for anything in particular. I'm just kind of doing some spring, summer cleaning right now. I do again appreciate the comments, the likes, the subscriptions, and I look forward to being back soon with another episode. Until the next broadcast, thank you for your time.